In India, girls are viewed as economic and social burdens to their families for a variety of cultural reasons. Family continuity depends on sons. Girls are transitory members of a family. They marry and leave home. Sons are also responsible for supporting their parents in their old age, as India has no social security system. After marriage, daughters become part of their husband's family. Though illegal, dowries are still customary. Sons bring in dowry payments. Daughters are increasingly costly to marry off. Families are often paying multiple times of their annual incomes to offer sufficient dowry. In India, census data from 2001 show that among children younger than 6, there are just 927 girls per 1,000 boys, and the greater the prosperity of a region, the greater the discrepancy. In the high-income state of Punjab, notes Joseph D. Agostino of the Population Research Institute, there are only 793 girls for every 1,000 boys. He cites a report by UNICEF which calculates that 7,000 fewer girls are now born in India each day than nature would dictate, and 10 million have been killed during pregnancy or just after in the past 20 years. Sex-selective abortions are more commonly practiced in wealthier and educated families in urban areas such as Punjab, Haryana, and New Delhi, where there are 798 girls per 1,000 boys. This problem, the Indian government has developed initiatives to elevate the problem, including cash incentives to raise daughters, campaigns promoting the adoration of girls, and programs for abandoned baby girls. Besides the government's actions, there are some grassroots efforts taken place by non-government organizations in India. But this is not enough. New UNICEF figures show a reduction in the world's under age 5 mortality rate over the past decade, but it is insufficient to reach the UN goal of a two-thirds reduction by 2015. Right now, the goals do not specifically address the problem of infanticide in India. Without girls in India, there will be no wives, no mothers, and there will be no future for human mankind. In 1978, China developed its family planning policy, which is known as the one-child policy to the rest of the world. It was created by the Chinese government to elevate social, economic, and environmental problems in China. The policy has implicated in an increase in forced abortion, female infanticide, and underreporting of female birth, and has been suggested as a possible cause behind China's gender imbalance. The critical health service elements are China's universal and unconditional availability of abortion conjoined with access to reliable and inexpensive obstetric ultrasonography. There are about 13 million abortions practiced in China every year, for a total of 18 million births. Almost 10% of the total abortions are motivated by gender selection. Sex-selective abortion had become astonishingly commonplace in China. Estimates for that year suggest that more than half of the nation's higher priority female fetuses were being aborted, and that well over half of all abortions were female fetuses terminated as a consequence of prenatal gender determination. It is possible to determine the gender by ultrasound at almost 100% precision. An ultrasound scan around week 15 is followed by a drug-induced abortion the very same week, most likely performed by the same doctor for no more than $100. Virtually every hospital and consultation practices has ultrasound scans, and the numbers speak of a burgeoning sex-selective abortion industry. In the 1990s, the Chinese government has forbidden the use of ultrasound for the purpose of gender assignment. In fact, it is the popularization of cheap ultrasound devices in the 90s that has been the main driver of the problem. The problem with ultrasound scans is that they are important diagnosis tools and the devices themselves cannot be banned. Let us end the war on women and stop sex-selective abortion.